Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Nicholas Christakis, Chelsea Football Channel. This is the match preview for Man City versus Chelsea on Sunday. You got high hopes. I haven't recorded a video in a long time. I've been slacking really a lot. I'm sorry I didn't get anything out, of course, throughout this entire time. I've kind of tried to live my summer as I have to go back to college soon. Should have been posting some stuff over the transfer window, but a lot of good moves have happened. I've been very excited and not excited. Of course, preseason didn't go the way that us Chelsea fans thought it would, but we still have high hopes for our season and what we want to see out of this team. Going into this game, however, but just bouncing out back to it, uh, you know. I have, I want to be optimistic. I want to be optimistic in this team. What is it exactly I want to see out of this team? I want to see improvement as a overall team, and I want to see the fluid soccer we saw in the Inter second half and first half even of that last preseason game. In that last preseason game, we saw a team that looked like a team that not only um, can play as a team, in certain points we didn't see that last season. We just saw the Poch death ball where you kind of would just be running at all times trying to press to get the ball back and hopefully get Palmer to score a goal because that was all you had. But now you have players who are all going to be trying to create chances. I mean, you saw Gu, who was really good. We'll talk more about him in a second. But you got Nkunku, who's now fit, now playing at like 30% or whatever he was playing at the end of last season. You got Palmer again. He'll be playing outstandingly. You've got more guys in the midfield coming back. Lavia, then you got guys coming back from center back, more on defense. Of course, I'm still stuck on the goalie. I don't know what the goalie position is going to look like, but you gotta hope that something may come out of it. Um, so hopping into this game, I feel as though, like I said, I want to be optimistic, but um, we're playing the champions of England. A team that's not going to be an easy beat by any means, shape, or form. Pep again, it's his disciple. Renzo Maresca is technically his disciple. He has learned how to do his soccer, his type of football because of Pep Guardiola. So anything that he does is some kind of you know made system from Pep. Of course, he said Pep has said his soccer or his football has nothing to do with Enzo Maresca. In a way, you can believe it. In a way, you can't. Everything molds from his tiki taka system. Um, you got to hope that this Chelsea team doesn't help. They help us. Hopefully, the 12th man, the fans, are able to push this team over the borderline and get us away with a victory. I don't want to watch this game and just be utterly defeated when I see like a 3-0 loss. I want to be sitting here and seeing maybe a draw, maybe even a win. Chelsea haven't beaten Man City since our Champions League win. It's been almost 3 years until Chelsea has beaten Man City. Obviously, last season we got two draws, but it's not enough. We need to see better results. Of course, these last few seasons you can give them some type of um, some type of it's been awful. I mean, these last few years, of course they haven't been able to beat them because they've been shite. So going into the last season, get the two draws, but major big results, the 4-4 draw and I think the 1-1 draw. I mean, those are big results against a good team. You got to see more of the same stuff this season, but hopefully we'll be able to get a victory. I mean, if we're going to get a victory, it's going to be now. Rodri's not playing tomorrow. There might be more guys that aren't playing tomorrow. I mean, you might see um, guys like John Stones, Kyle Walker, guys that haven't played much, guys that didn't play in Community Shield, guys that were, played all the way through the Euros. So like they might not play tomorrow. So we've got to keep our heads held high and hopefully we can see a result for this team. I'm really hoping for the best tomorrow. So hopefully, when we all watch this game, we can all be that 12th man and hopefully get us across the board. So let's hop straight into what my predicted lineups are going to be for tomorrow's game. Here's a predicted lineup I have going into this game versus City. Um, it's me Sanchez, Cucurella, Colville, Fafana, Lavia, Fernandez, Gusto, and Kunku, Sterling, Gu, and Palmer. So starting from the back, Sanchez, I think that they have more faith in him. Like we've been told, I think that Sanchez, has been the overall number one throughout preseason. He's shown some glimpses, but he needs to improve his passing. I've been fine with his goalkeeping ability, but his passing has just been so bad, and I don't understand how what they really see in his ability to play in Enzo Maresca's system. I just don't understand it, but hopefully he could prove us all wrong. Cucurella looked like he could fit right into a glove in this Enzo Maresca system. Um, I see him being able to play many roles, him being able to play this left center back role. I think he kind of did a little bit of this in the Brighton system with De Zerbi a few years ago. He can play in this midfield, but I kind of see him playing in this left center back role that also can push a little forward. We also saw that he was able to push into some of these areas. He had the ability to roam free in some moments, so maybe we'll be able to see that as well. Kobo playing right in the center, I feel like is a good spot for him. I don't see a way that him playing here in this area will make him be better. I just don't. What we saw out of him playing that role to start the preseason tour was very lackluster. So I really don't want to see him playing there again. I think he's better in the middle of the field. And then Wesley Fofana on the right hand side, I think will benefit him as well. I think what we saw out of him in that Inter game was very, very good, and I'd like to see him keep keeping up the form. Of course, coming from the ACL tear, being a really expensive signing as well. Hopefully, he can try and become the player he was in the past. Then you have the Lavia, Fernandez, Gusto, and Kunku midfield, I guess you would call it. It's more of just a Lavia and Fernandez midfield, in my opinion. So you basically have in possession, when we have the ball, it's basically a diamond formation. You've got, as we saw in that last Inter game, this is the system that you saw from Maresca. You kind of saw like how it was like this in a way. I don't know how to describe it. It was kind of like this. You kind of saw like this diamond, and you kind of like saw this. Let's say Cucurella had the ball here. You kind of like saw this big diamond form. There's a nice picture of it online, and you basically had those guys all merged together. Gusto was the right back, of course, but he was playing more in this area, making really increased runs. So like it was very interesting to see how this worked because we were supposed to be learning how Maresca liked to invert the fullbacks and play them more as midfielders when Gusto was playing more as like an attacking midfielder here in this area and basically dropping back when he needed to. Of course, it's a very attacking way to play a fullback, but it's, if you could hold it up, then it works out great. So you have Lavia, Fernandez, Gusto, and Kunku. Lavia, of course, I think in this one, Lavia has to play. He's played the most minutes or second most minutes out of any player in the preseason tour. I think that it just makes sense to get him off and running. Um, you could be saying, where's Gusto? But then, you know, or not Gusto, Caicedo. But I think Caicedo, playing coming back from Copa America, I don't think, he's officially ready yet. I think he can become an engine at the end of this game. I think that Lavia starting would be a very good thing for him. I think Enzo Fernandez is going to be a key piece to this system. I think that he's going to be able to play alongside of him and do a little ball playing all throughout these areas. I think that he's just going to be a guy who's going to be able to open up the field for the rest of these attackers. Um, I could see so much from Enzo Fernandez. We really want to see 10 assists plus out of him this season. Of course, you only saw, I think it was only two last year, which is such horrible numbers for a player of his passing quality. So hopefully he'll be able to thrive in this system, and he'll be wearing the captain's badge, I think, on Sunday. So hope for an offer out of Enzo. Uh, Gusto, I think him being able to run from these areas here up and down the field, I think it's going to be very, very crucial to see how he does. I think that him filling in, that he's one of probably the second best signing of the Clear Lake Capital Blue Co signings. I mean, the fact that he's been the almost the perfect replacement for Reece James during these injured times he's had. Being able to get basically just a plug and play player is it's been amazing to watch. I have, as he said, he would wanted to compete with the position for Reece James in the first place, and he showed that he's been able to compete at a very high level. So Gusto being able to slot in this position and be able to make these runs, help out in the attack, while also getting back and defending at such a high rate, I'm very happy to see what he does. And then Nkunku, who's gonna be playing as this kind of like roaming guy who gets basically everywhere, having that freedom to be able to play any pass he wants, create any runs he wants. I mean, it's gonna be incredible to watch. Hopefully, he'll be able to combine with some of these attackers and create even the runs for these attackers to play into him. Sterling on the left hand side, I just don't think that Enzo Maresca will play Pedro Neto right off the get go. I think that Sterling showed some solid flashes in preseason, but I don't think it's enough to get him out of the starting lineup for week one. I also don't think that Mihailo Mudryk Misha has done enough to implement himself into the starting lineup, unless Enzo has wants to give Misha a shot. I just don't think that. I think if Misha is going to get better, then he has to start. But I think that Raheem Sterling is the better player for right now, and I think he fits the system more. Palmer on the right hand side, I mean, we saw from Palmer, he was playing honestly more of this role, and you were honestly seeing Gusto come out wide more in the second half of that Inter game. But Palmer is going to be doing all of this. He's going to get wide like he wants, and he's going to cut in, and he's going to make all these passes to this player, this player, this player. He's going to get all the passes possible. I mean, he's a wonder to watch. He's going to be able to play anywhere you want. He might play a lot of games here this season. I don't think he'll play any games as a nine this year. We should get the depth if we bring in Osimhen. But yeah, we don't have to worry about that position with Palmer either. And then I have Mark Yu up top. I think, he played, I think he started 4 of the 6 preseason games. Either that or it was 5 of 6. Of course, there was one game that Nkunku played as a nine, and I didn't like the way it played out because I didn't like the way that Nkunku kept dropping back and didn't create any runs for defenders. I don't know how his pressing was. I don't remember, but I know that his running and his pressing, it might not have been as good. But I know that Gyu in this game is going to be a guy we're going to have to watch out for if he does play. That's the thing I'm looking out as right now. But I think that if Gyu does play, he should start the game. I don't think Nicholas Jackson will play in this game, or if he not he will play in this game, but I don't think he will start in this game because I still think they're trying to gather his ankle back into peak condition. I don't think his ankle is officially ready. He did play obviously in that last game, but I just see a world that Gyu playing so much in preseason could help him propel himself in the starting lineup for this game against City. And I think his press ability will also be a very useful asset. Now, before I get into anything else, I wanted just to talk about the formation a little bit. I have it listed right now in my brain, and by the way, I look at it as a 3-4, the 3 center backs, Fernandez, Lavia, Gusto, kind of as a midfield pairing, and then it's like Nkunku, Sterling, Gyu, Palmer up top. So basically, it becomes like a three in defense, 3 in midfield, and you have a 4 in attack. Because I like to see this diamond here between Fernandez, Lavia, Gusto, and Nkunku. Um, you can count that as a midfield diamond, but you also can say Nkunku can push up here, even with Gyu, and make it as well. Like I said, he can do these roaming actions. I think that this is what the formation we saw kind of in that second half versus Inter Milan, and I think he's probably going to stay with it going into this City game. It was very productive, and I think it really suited these players out more and more. If you're allowing all this freedom to roam and everything throughout the games, I think that it's a very beneficial formation. So let's talk a little bit more about some of this transfer news as well. Just a little bit more on transfer news. It seems like João Felix is going to come to Chelsea, basically in that swap for Conor Gallagher. It almost seems like this may be a better deal than what was for Romo Marodion, Samu. I didn't know too much about Samu. I do play a little bit of FM, so I know he's good on FM, but not much in real life. I'd rather have João Felix, a guy who's proven in the Premier League. He's played with us before. I hope for the best in this signing. I hope obviously best for Connor. Amazing player for us last season, proven Chelsea player. Fans loved him. But you hope for the best for the new incoming signing. You hope for the best for the outgoing player. So we're hoping for the best for João Felix. It seems like it's going to be done this weekend. Might be done today. Um, Next one up, Osimhen. We got to get the deal done for Osimhen. I think that if Osimhen comes in, I can see a world that Gyu does leave on a loan. I would love to see him stay the entire season, but I think it's too good to be true. I think that he would go on loan somewhere in the Premier League. If I had to assume, I don't think he'd go anywhere else. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please subscribe, maybe comment. Thank you very much for watching. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, hopefully in the match reaction. Thank you.